put a spell on you. Because you're mine. Hey. No, I can't stand it. You're running around. You know better than that. I can't stand it 'cause you bring me down. I put a spell on you. Because you're mine. Because you're mine. Oh, mine. Because you're
Are you coming to the tree? Strung up a man, they say, who murdered 3. Strange things did happen here, no stranger would it be. If we met at midnight in the hanging tree. Are you coming to the tree? Dead man called out for his love to flee. Strange things did happen here, no stranger would it be. If we met at midnight in the hanging tree. Are you coming to the tree? Told you to run so we won't be free. Strange things did happen here, no stranger would it be. If we met at midnight in the hanging tree. Are you coming to the tree? A necklace of hope, side by side with you. Strange things that happen here, no stranger would it be. If we met at midnight in the hanging tree. Are you coming to the tree? I told you to run so we broke the free. Strange things that happen here, no stranger would it be. If we met at midnight in the hanging tree. Are you coming to the tree? Strung up a man, they say, who murdered 3. Are you coming to the tree? Dead man called out for his love to flee. Strange things that happen here, no stranger would it be. If we met at midnight in the hanging tree. Are you coming to the tree?
I put a spell on you because you're mine. You better stop doing the things you do. I tell you, I ain't lying. You know I can't stand it. You're running around. You know better than I can't stand it 'cause you bring me down. Oh, I put a spell on you because you're mine. Oh, no, no, no. You anyhow, and I don't care if you don't want me. I'm yours right now. I put a spell on you because you're mine. Hey.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Frisch Drama Society's production of The Crucible. Please make sure to silence all cell phones and please refrain from using flash photography out of respect for our actors. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
What does the doctor say, child? He bid me come and tell you, Reverend Sir, that he cannot discover no medicine for his book. And he must search on. Aye, sir. He had been searching his book since he left you, sir. But he bid me tell you that you might look to unnatural things for the cause of it. No, there be no unnatural causes here. Tell him I've sent for Reverend Hale of Beverly, and Mr. Hale will surely confirm that. Let him look to medicine and put out all thought of unnatural causes. There be none. Aye, sir. He bid me tell you.
Speak nothing of it in the village, Susanna.
Go directly home and speak nothing of unnatural causes.
Aye, sir. I pray for her. Uncle, the rumor of witchcraft is all about. I think you'd best go down and deny yourself. The parlor's packed with people, sir. I'll sit with her.
And what shall I tell them? That my daughter and my niece had discovered dancing like heathens in the forest?
We did dance. Uncle, let you tell them I confessed it, and I'll be whipped if I must be. But they're speaking of witchcraft. Betty is not witched.
Abigail, I cannot go before my congregation when I know you have not opened with me. Tell me what you did with her in the forest.
We did dance, Uncle, and when you leaped out of the bush so suddenly, Betty was frightened, and she fainted, and there's the whole of it.
Child, sit you down.
I love Betty. I would never want to hurt her.
Now look, you child, your punishment will come in its time, but if you've trafficked with spirits, I must know it now, for surely my enemies will, and they will ruin me with it. Abigail, do you understand that I have many enemies?
I've heard of it, Uncle.
There's a faction sworn to drag me from my pulpit. Do you understand that?
I think so, sir.
Now then, in the midst of such disruption, my house is the center of some obscene practice. Abominations are done in
It
the
was
forest.
sport, Uncle!
You call this sport? I saw Tituba waving her arms over the fire, and she was screaming and gibberish. Why was she doing that?
She always sings her Barbados songs and we dance.
I cannot believe what I saw, Abby, for my enemies will not blink it. I thought I saw someone naked.
No one was naked, Uncle. You mistake yourself.
I saw it! Now tell me true, Abby, and I pray you feel the weight of truth upon you, for now my ministry's at stake. My ministry and perhaps your cousin's life. Whatever abominations you have done, give me all of them now, for I dare not be taken unaware when I go before them down there.
There's nothing more. I swear it, Uncle.
Child, I've given you a home. I've put clothes upon your back. Now tell me true. Your name in the village is entirely white, is it not?
Why, I'm sure it is, sir. There be no blush about my name.
Abigail, is there any other reason for you being discharged from Goody Proctor's service? It has troubled me that you are now 7 months out of their house and no other family has called for your service.
We want slaves, not such as I. Let them send to Barbados for that. I'll not black my face for any of them.
No, I cannot. Why, Goody Putnam, come in.
It's a marvel. Surely a stroke of hell upon you.
No, Goody Putnam.
How high did she fly? How high?
No, she never flew.
Why, I'm sure she did. Mr. Collins saw her go over it. He also was blind. It comes down light as a bird, he says.
No, Goody Putnam, she never. Why, Mr. Putnam, good morning.
It is a providence. The thing is out now. It is a providence.
What's up, sir?
Why, her eyes is closed. Look you in. Well, that's strange. Eyes open.
Your roof is sick?
I'd not call it
sick. The devil's touch is heavier than sick. It's death. It's death, you know, driven into them, forked and hooved.
Oh, pray not. Why, how does your Ruth ail?
She ails as she must. She never waked this morning, but her eyes are open and she walks. She hears not, sees not, she cannot eat. Her soul is taken surely. They say you sent for Reverend Hale of Beverly.
A precaution only. Mr. Hale is familiar in all demonic arts, and I just thought to send him.
He has indeed, and found a witch in Beverly last year. Let you remember that.
Oh, I pray you leap not to witchcraft. You least of all, Thomas, whatever wish such a disastrous charge be laid upon me. They'll howl me out of Salem for such disruption in my house.
Mr. Paris, I've taken it in all contention here, and I would continue, but I cannot. There are hurtful, vengeful spirits laying hands on these children.
Thomas.
And tell Mr. Paris what you have done.
Mr. Paris, I have laid 7 babies unbaptized in this earth. Believe me, sir, you never saw more hardy babies born, and yet each would wither in my arms the very night of their birth. And this year, my Ruth, my only, I see her turning strange. A secret child she's become and lives as though a sucking mouth is pulling on her life too, and I thought to send her to your Tituba.
Tituba? What made Tituba?
Tituba knows how to speak to the dead, Mr. Paris.
Good again, it is a formidable sin to conjure up the
I've
dead.
taken on my life, but who else may surely tell me who murdered my babies?
Woman!
They were murdered, Mr. Paris, and mark this proof. My Ruth were ever so close to their little spirits last night, for I know it, sir. For how else is she now struck dumb, except some great power of darkness will stop her mouth? It's a marvelous sign!
Don't you understand, sir? There's a murdering witch bound to keep herself in the dark. Let your enemies think of it what they will. You cannot blink it more.
Then you were conjuring spirits last night?
Not I, sir. Tituba and Ruth.
Now I am undone.
You are not undone. Let you take hold here. You have discovered witchcraft.
In my house, Thomas? In my house?
Pardon,
Well,
I
tell
only
me.
beg to see how Betty is.
Why aren't you at home? Who's the truth?
Her grandma come. She gave a powerful sneeze before.
Ah, there's a sign of life.
I should like to pray a while now.
Uncle, you've prayed since midnight. Why do you not go down?
No, I cannot speak to that crowd. I will wait here for Mr. Hale, but he will begin.
Mr. Paris, the village, they're thirsting for your word. Surely you'll pray with them.
Believe in the psalm, but let you speak nothing of witchcraft. I will not discuss it.
Mercy, you go home to Ruth. Here.
If she starts for the window, call for me at once.
I will, sir. How is Ruth sick?
It's weirdish, I know not. She seems to walk like a dead one since last night.
Betty? Come on, Betty.
Here, now, let me have her. I gave a beating to Ruth last night, and I woke up for a minute.
No. If he'll be coming up, tell them we danced. I confessed as much already.
Aye, no more.
He saw you naked.
Oh, Jesus!
What do we do? I just come from the farm. The whole country's talking witchcraft. Will we call us witches, Abby?
She means to tell, I know it.
We've got to tell the truth. Witchery's a hanging error. Hanging like they done in Boston 2 years ago. We must tell the truth, Abby. You'll only be whipped for dancing and the other things.
Oh, we'll be whipped.
I never done none of it. I only looked.
Oh, you're a great one for looking, aren't you, Mary Warren? What a grand peeping courage you have.
Betty? Betty? Come on now. Betty, come on. I told your papa everything, so there's nothing to worry. I want my mama! What ails you, Betty? Your mama's dead and buried. I'll fly to mama. Let me fly. I told him everything. He knows everything we did.
You drank blood, Abby. You didn't tell him that.
You will never say that again.
You did! You did! You drank a charm to kill John Proctor's wife. You drank a charm to kill Goody Proctor.
Shut it. I say shut it. Now look you. All of you. We danced. And Ruth taught, and Tituba conjured, Ruth taught them dead sisters and how to hit. And mark this, that either of you breathe a word, or an edge of a word. I will come to you in the dark and point you night, and I will bring a reckoning that will shatter you. And you know I can do it. I saw Indians smash my dearest head into the pillow next to mine, and I've seen some reddish work done tonight. And I can make you wish you had never seen the sun go down. Stop this!
He's going to die. It's sin to conjure and we
Say, shut it, Mary Warren!
Oh, I'm just going home, Mr.
Be you
Proctor.
foolish? Mary Warren, be you deaf? I forbid you leave the house today. Not now. Get you home. My wife is waiting with your work.
I'd best be off. I have my Ruth to watch. Good morning, Mr. Proctor.
fright is out. Oh, you're wicked, aren't you? You'll be clapping stunts before you're 20.
Any word, John? A soft word.
No, Abby, that's stunning.
You come 5 miles to see a silly girl fly?
I know you better. I came here to do a mischief your uncle's bird. Now put it out of mind.
John, I've been waiting for you every night.
I never gave you hope to wait for Abby.
Something better than hope, I think. It's she who put me out. I couldn't pretend it was you. I saw your face when she did it. You loved me then, and you do now.
Kyle!
How do you...
Abby, I may think of you softly from time to time. I'll cut off my hand if I'll ever reach for you again. Put it out of mind. You never touched.
I thought we did. Forbid! God forbid! The notorious on witchcraft when you're a product of side! Rebecca, go to her! She got buried! Is she going to fly again? I hear she flies. And be quiet! What have you done? I think she'll wake in time. Pray calm yourself. I have 11 children and I'm 26 hires up. My Ruth is baffled. She cannot eat. Perhaps she's not hungry yet. I hope not.
This society will not be a bag to swing around your head, Mr. Putnam.
Pray, John, be calm. Mr. Parris, I think you'd best send Reverend Hale back as soon as he comes. I think we ought to rely on the doctor now in good prayer. Rebecca, the doctor's baffled! If so he is, then let us go to God for the cause of it. There is prodigious danger in the seeking of loose spirits. I fear it. I fear it. Let us rather blame ourselves. How may we blame ourselves? I am one of 9 sons! The Putnam seed has peopled this province! And yet I have but one child left of me! And now she's shriveled! No, I cannot fathom that. But I must. When Reverend Hale comes, you will continue to look for signs of loose spirits.
Oh, Mr. Putnam, you cannot command. This society votes by name, not by acreage.
Oh, I haven't heard you so concerned about society. In fact, I haven't seen you at Sabbath meetings since Snowflake.
I have trouble enough that I come 5 miles and you're only hellfire and bloody damnation. Now take it to heart, Mr. Parris, there are many others here that don't go to church anymore because you never mention God anymore.
Why, that's a drastic charge.
It's somewhat true. There are many that fail to bring their children.
It's not the children who are unmindful of their obligations towards this ministry.
And he's the only minister to ever demand the deeds of this house.
Man, don't a minister deserve a house to live in? I am your 3rd preacher in 7 years, and I do not wish to be dragged out like the cat when some majority feels the wind. You people seem not to understand that the minister is the Lord's man of the parish. The minister's word is not to be so lightly cast aside. There will be obedience, or the church will burn like hell is burning.
Can you speak 1 minute without me land in hell again? I'm sick of hell.
Tis not for your say what is good for you to hear.
I may speak from my heart, I think.
What are we, Quakers? We are not Quakers here yet, and you may tell that to your followers. My followers. There is a party in this church. I am not blind. There's a faction in a party. Against you. Against him and all authority. Let him find it and join it.
He does not mean that.
Oh, no, Rebecca, I mean it strongly. I don't like the smell of them. Authority.
No, you cannot break party with the minister. You're another kind, John. Pass your hand, take your seat.
Well, I have a crop to sow and lump the drive home. Come on, Giles, he says it's a hard list, find it.
I've changed my opinion of this man, John. This is thank
you, Giles. Pray, will someone take me and turn us to hell? Lies of the heavens. They must be. They're awaiting authority. Well, then you come prepared. You shall need hard studies to come to tracking down the old boy. Why, you cannot be Rebecca Nurse.
I am, sir. Do you know me?
It's strange how I know you, but I suppose you look as if it's full show. We've all heard of your great charity in Beverly. Do you know this man, Mr. Thomas Putnam, and his good wife Anne? Putnam, I had not expected such distinguished company, sir.
It does not help us today. My Ruth is sick.
Is that child ill too? Her soul seems blown away. She sleeps and yet she walks. Not eat. Cannot eat. Do you men have afflicted children? No, these are farmers. These John Proctor. You don't believe me with this. You never spoke on this one way or the other. Now, come on, Giles.
No, John, I think not. I think you experienced questions in my own experiences.
Well, Mr. Hale, I've heard you be a sensible man. I hope you'll leave some of that in Salem. Mr. Hale, will you come look at my daughter? You found her out on the high road. She tried to fly.
She cannot bear near the Lord's name. That is a sure sign of witchcraft.
No, let me instruct you. You cannot turn to superstition. The marks of the devil are as definite as stone. And I must warn you all that I shall not proceed unless you are prepared to believe me. That I have no dreams of hell upon her. It is agreed. You will abide by your judgment. Good then. But when morning of this crazy. Well, I found her and my niece Abigail and 10 or 12 other girls dancing in the forest. You took it seriously? No, it was secret. Mr. Parrish's slave has knowledge of the conjuring, sir. Do you not know that, Goody Ann? I know it. I sent my Ruth who should learn from your Tituba who murdered her sisters. Goody Ann, you sent a child to conjure up the dead? I take it on my soul, and I'll have you judging me anymore, Rebecca. Is it a natural work to lose 7 babies before they live a day? Shh. 7 dead in childbirth? Hi. What book is that? What's there, sir? Here is all the invisible world. Caught, defined, and calculated. Have no fear. I need to find the devil if he's come among us, and I shall crush him utterly if he has shown his face. Will it hurt the child, sir? I cannot tell. If she is truly in the devil's grip, then we have to rip and tear to break her free. I think I'll go then. I'm too old for this. Rebecca, we may open all the boils of our troubles today.
Let us hope for that. I go to God for you, sir.
I hope you do not mean we go to Satan here.
I wish I knew.
Now let's continue with this. Sit you down here, Mr. Hale.
Mr. Hale, I've always wanted to ask a learned man. What signifies to read in a strange book?
What books?
I cannot tell. She hides them.
Who does this?
Martha, my wife. I awaked at night many a time to find her in the corner reading of a strange book. Now, what do you make of that?
Why, that's not
It
necessary.
just comforts me! Last night, mark this. I tried, and I could not say my prayers. And then she closed her book and walked out of the house. And suddenly, mark this, I could pray again.
To stop at your prayer. That is strange. Before I learn that.
I'm not saying she's touched the devil now, but I'd admire to know what books she reads and why she hides them. She'll not answer me, you see.
Alright, we'll discuss it. Now, mark me. If the devil is in her, we shall all witness some frightful wonders here tonight, so please, keep your wits about you. Mr. Putnam, stand close in case she flies. Now, Betty dear, can you sit up? Can you hear me? I'm John Hale, minister of Beverly. I've come to help you, my child. Does someone afflict you? It need not be woman, mind you, or man. Does some bird invisible to others come bid you fly? Abigail, what sort of dancing were you doing in the forest?
Why, common dancing is all.
I should like to say that I did see a kettle in the forest where they were dancing.
There were only soup.
What sort of soup were in the kettle, Abigail?
Beans and lentils, I think.
Mr. Paris, did you notice any living thing in the kettle? A spider, a mouse, a frog? I do think I noticed some movement in the kettle.
That jumped in. We never put that in.
What jumped in?
Why, a very little frog jumped.
A frog, Abby! Abigail, maybe your cousin is dying. Did you summon the devil last night?
I never called him. Tituba.
I should like to speak with this Tituba. Goody Ann, will you go get her, please? How did she call him?
I know not. She spoke Barbados.
Did you feel any strangeness? A sudden cold wind, perhaps? A trembling below the ground?
I never saw him. Betty!
Cannot bathe me, Abigail. Did your cousin drink any of the brew in that kettle?
She never drank it.
Did you drink it?
No, sir.
Did Tituba ask you to drink it?
She tried, but I refused.
Why are you concealing? Have you sold yourself to Lucifer?
I never sold myself. I'm a good girl. I'm a proper girl. She made me do it. She made Betty do it.
Abby!
She makes me drink blood. My baby's blood.
No, chicken blood. I give you chicken blood. Woman, have you enlisted these children for the devil? No, sir. I don't trust with no devil. Then why can she not wake? Are you silencing this child? Hey, love me, Betty. You have sent your spirit out on her, have you not? You are gathering souls for the devil.
She sends her spirit on me in church. She always makes me laugh at prayer.
She has often laughed at prayer.
She comes to me every night to go and drink blood.
You beg me conjure. She begged me make charm.
Don't lie. I would hear her laughing in her sleep. I would hear her singing her Barbados songs and tempting me with...
Why do you say that, Abby?
She must be hanged. She must be taken and hanged.
No, don't hang Tituba. I tell him I don't want to work for him no more. You have seen him. Tituba, I know that when we bind ourselves to hell, it is very hard to break with it. But we shall help you tear yourself free. Mr. Reverend, I do believe someone else bewitched these children. Who? I don't know, sir. The devil's got him numerous witches. Does he? Tituba, look into my eyes. Look into me. You'd be a good Christian woman, would you not, Tituba? Aye, sir. A good Christian woman. And you love these children? Yes, sir. I don't desire to hurt little children. And you love God, Tituba? Bless him, bless him. To say to his holy name. Bless the Lord. And to his glory. Eternal glory. Bless the Lord. Open yourself, Tituba. Open yourself and let God's holy light shine on you. Oh, bless the Lord. When the devil comes, does he come with someone you know? Someone from the village, perhaps?
Well, they was always running around and talking and carrying on.
Who does this? 2, 3, 4, how many?
There were 4.
Who? Their names!
How many times he bid me kill you, Mr. Paris? Kill me? He say Mr. Paris must be killed. Mr. Paris, no goodly man. Mr. Paris, mean man and no gentleman. He bid me rise up out of my bed and cut your throat. But I told him, no, I don't hate that man. I don't want to kill that man. And he said you were for me, Tituba, and I make you free. I give you pretty dress to wear and put you way up behind the ear and you gonna fly back to Barbados. And I say, you lie, devil, you lie. And he comes to me one stormy night and he say, look, Tituba, I have people work for me. And I look and there was Goody Good. Sarah Good and Goody Osborne.
I knew it! Goody Osborne would midwife to me 3 times. I begged you, Thomas, I begged you not to call Goody Osborne because I feared her. My baby's always shriveled in her hands.
Take courage, Tuba. You must give us all their names. How can you bear to see this child suffering? Look at her. Look at her God-given innocence. Her soul is so tender. The devil is out there preying on her like the beast upon the flesh of the pure lamb. God will bless you for your help.
I want to open myself. I want the light of God. I want his sweet love. I saw the devil. I danced with him. I wrote in his book. And I go back to God. I kiss his hand. I saw Goody Good with the devil. I saw Goody Osborne with the devil. I saw Bridget Fisher with the devil. What's the devil? She speaks. Goody Osborne with the devil. I saw Goody Osborne with the devil. With the devil. Remember with the devil.
Good. I think I'll buy George Jacobs pepper. How would that be? Hi. It was Elizabeth. I know it's John. Ryder? Hi. I thought you'd gone to Salem this afternoon. Why, what business is Salem? Well, you speak of going earlier this week. Well, I thought better of it than Mary Warren. Mary Warren, you heard her. You heard me forbid her go.
I couldn't stop her. I forbid her to go, and she raises her chin towards me like the daughter of a prince and says, I must go to Salem, Goody Proctor. I'm an official of the court.
Court? What court?
The proper court they have now.
They sent 4 judges out of Boston, she said, weighty magistrates of the general court, and at the head sits the deputy governor of the province. Why, she's mad. I hope to God she were. There'll be 14 people in jail now, she says, and they'll be tried, and the court have the power to hang them too, she says. They'll never hang. The deputy governor promises to hang him if they'll not confess. And she speaks to Abigail and cure her of her to think she were a saint. Abigail brings the other girls into court, she says, and where she walks, the crowd will part like the sea for Israel. And folks are brought before them, and if they howl and scream and fall to the floor, the person's clapped in jail for bewitching them. Black mistress. I think you must go to Salem, John. I think so. You must tell them it is fraud. Aye, it is. It is surely. Let you go to Ezekiel Cheever. He knows you well. And tell him what she told you last week in her uncle's house. She said it's not to do with witchcraft. It's not. Oh, she did. She did. God forbid you keep this from the court, John. I think they must be told. Aye, they must. But why should they do believe her? I would go to Salem now, John. Would you go tonight? I'll think on it. You cannot keep this, John. I know I cannot keep it. I said I'll think on it. Fine. Then let you think on it. I'm only wondering how I approve what she told me. If the girl's a saint now, I think it's hard to prove that she's fraud. And the town sounds so silly. She told it to me in a room alone. No proof of it. You were in a room alone with her? For a moment alone. Aye. Why then? She told me. For a moment, I say. The others came in soon after. Do as you wish. I'll not have your suspicion. I'll not have it! Then let you not earn it. You doubt me yet? John, if it were not Abigail that you were to go and hurt, would you falter now? I think not.
Look, you.
I see what I see,
You
John!
say nothing! I've good reason before I charge fraud in Abigail, and I said I'll think on it. Now let you look on your own improvement before you judge your husband anymore. I have forgotten Abigail.
And I!
Spare me! You forgive nothing and forget nothing, woman. Learn charity.
John, you are not being open with me. First you said you saw her in a crowd, and now you...
I'll plead my honesty no more.
John,
I said no more! Now you look sometimes in the goodness in me. Judge.
I do not judge you, John. It is the magistrate that sits on your heart that judges you. I never thought you but a good man, John. Only somewhat bewildered.
Oh, let's fix it just freeze beer. Mary Warren, how do you go to Salem when I forbid it? I'll whoop you if you ever dare leave this house again.
Pray, hurt me not. I inside the whole shuddery. I know the proceedings all say, sir.
And when will you proceed to keep this house? That you are paid £9 a year to do, and my wife not wholly well.
I made a gift for you today, good Proctor. I had to sit long hours in a chair and pass the time sewing. Why, it's a fair profit. We must all love each other now, good Proctor. Indeed we must. I'll get up early in the morning and clean the house. I must sleep now.
Mary Warren, is it true there have been 14 women arrested?
No, sir. She'll be 39 now.
Why was she weeping? What ails you, child?
King Osborne will hang.
Hang, you say? The deputy governor will permit it?
He's a sister. He must. But not Sarah Good. Or Sarah Good confessed, you see.
Confess to what?
But she sometimes he had a compact with her. He wrote her name in his last book with his blood. And harmed himself. Torment Christians till God thrown down, and he must all worship hell forevermore.
But surely you know what a jabber she is. You told the court that.
Open court, Mr. Proctor. She near choked us all to death.
How choked you?
She said to spare it out. Mary, surely you... he tried to kill me many times, Goody Proctor. And how come I've never heard you mention this? That's because I never knew it before. I never knew anything. But to come into the court, I say to myself, he must not accuse this woman. Does she keep in visions and so very old and poor? Then, she It's getting 9, and I feel a misty coldness coming up my back, and skin on my soul begin to creep, and I cannot breathe air, and I feel a clamor on my neck, and I hear a voice, screaming voice, and it was my voice. And all at once, I knew everything she done to me.
Why? What did she do to you?
Every time Mr. Proctor, she comes to his very door, taking bread and cup of cider. And when I turned her away empty, she she may mumble if she is hungry. Well, what did she mumble? You must remember it. Last month, Tuesday, I think, I felt my guts would burst for 2 days after turning her away. And I remember that I did. And so I told that to Judge Hawthorne, and he answered so. Sarah good. What curse do you mumble that this girl was fall sick after turning you away? So she said, why, Your Honor, no curse at all. I only say my commandments. I hope I might say my commandments, and that is an upright answer. And I, indeed. But then Judge Hawthorne asked her, recite for us your commandments. And of all the 10, she could not cite a single one. She never knew no commandments, and they had her in a flat lie.
And so condemn her?
What they mustn't, she condemned herself.
But the proof!
It's hard proof. Hard as a rock, the judge said.
You will not report anymore.
I must tell you, I will be gone every day. I'm amazed you do not see what weighty work we do.
What work you do? It's strange work for a Christian girl to hang old women.
Mr. Proctor, they will not hang if they confess. For Sarah Good will only sit in jail for some time. And here's a wonder. Think on this. Pretty good. Pregnant. Pregnant? Are they mad? The woman's near 60. I had Dr. Griggs examine her. She's close to the brim. Smoking a pipe all these years, and no husband either. But she's safe, thank God. But don't I hurt the innocent child. Is that not a marvel? You must see it, sir. It's God's work we do. So I will be gone every day for some time now. I'm an official.
Oh, official you.
I'll not stand whipping no more.
Now,
The
Mary.
devil's in the
Mary,
same.
I'm gonna done my
I saved her life today. I am accused. Somewhat mentioned, but I say that I never see you send your spirit out to hurt no one, and being as I do live so close with you, they dismissed it. Who accused me? I am bound by law. I cannot tell.
Go to sleep.
I'll not be ordered to bed no more. I am 18 and a woman, however small.
Do you wish to sit up? Then sit up.
I wish to go to bed.
Good night, then.
Good night. The noose is up.
There'll be no noose.
I knew all week it would come to this. She wants me dead, John, and you know it.
You heard her dismiss it.
And what if tomorrow or the day after that she'll cry me out until they take me?
You down.
You want?
I said stay you down, Elizabeth! Now we must be wise.
Oh, indeed.
Fear nothing. I'll find Ezekiel Cheever, and I'll say she said it will all court.
John, we're throwing him in jail more than Ezekiel Cheever's help is needed now. John, spare me this. Go to Abigail.
What I'd like to say to Abigail.
John, favor me this. You have a faulty understanding of young girls. There's a promise made in any bed.
What promise?
Spoken or silent, a promise is surely made, and she may dote on it now, I'm sure of it, and think to kill me and take my place.
Surely you cannot think so.
John, have you ever shown her somewhat of contempt? She cannot pass you in the church, but you will blush.
I may blush for my sin, Elizabeth.
I think you see another meaning in that blush.
And what see you? What see you?
I think you see somewhat ashamed that she is so close, and I am so near.
When will you know me, woman? If I were a stone, I would have cracked this 7 months.
Then tell her she is a whore! Wherever promise she makes sense, John, break it!
Fine, then. I'll go. Oh, why, Mr. Hale? Good evening.
Good evening. I hope I do not startle you.
Oh, no, it is only that we heard no horse.
You are Goodwife Proctor.
Hi, Elizabeth.
I hope you're not off to bed yet.
Oh, no. We're not used to having visitors after dark, but you're welcome here. Take a seat.
I will. Let you sit, Goodwife Proctor.
Will you have cider?
No, it rebels my stomach, and I have some further traveling yet to do tonight. I have some business with you.
Business of the court?
authority. Hear me. I know not if you're aware, but your wife's name were mentioned in court.
Our Mary Warren told us, but we were entirely named.
As you are aware, I am a stranger here, and in my ignorance I find it difficult to draw a clear opinion of those who come accused before the court. So this afternoon and now tonight I go from house to house. I come now from Rebecca Nurse's house.
I sure hope you do not believe, sir, that Rebecca has trafficked with the devil.
Woman, it is possible.
Surely you cannot think so.
These are strange times, mister. No man may longer doubt that the powers of the dark are gathered in monstrous attack upon this village. There's too much evidence now to deny it. You will agree, sir?
I have no knowledge of it. It's hard to believe that such a woman can be the devil's bitch after 70 years. Such great prayer.
Aye, but the devil is a wily one. You cannot deny it. However, she is far from accused, and I know she will not be. I thought, sir, to put some questions to the Christian character of this house, if you will permit me.
Why, we have no fear of questions here.
Good then. Now, in the book of record that Mr. Paris keeps, I note that you are rarely on church on the Sabbath day.
Oh, no, sir, you're mistaken.
26 times in 17 months, sir. I must say that is rare.
I never knew I had to account to that man whether I prayed in this house or stayed at home. Now, and why was I sick this time?
Aye, but why could you not come?
Well, I surely could, and I did. And I did go to church when I could.
The Proctor, you cannot pray in your house. Your house is not a church. A Christian on Sabbath day must be in church. Tell me, you have 3 children? Boys. How comes it that only 2 are baptized?
I like it not that the man touched my babies. I see no light of God in him, and I'll not consider it.
I must say, Mr. Proctor, that is not for you to decide. The man is ordained, therefore the light of God is in him.
What's your suspicion, Mr. Hale?
No, I have no suspicion.
It may be that we've been too quick to bring the man to book, but surely you cannot think we ever did desire the destruction of religion, sir. I think that be in your mind, is it not?
There's a softness in your record, sir. A softness.
Why, maybe we have been too hard on Mr. Paris, but surely we never loved the devil here, Mr. Hale.
You know your commandments, Elizabeth?
Of course. I am a good Christian woman. There be no mark of blame upon my life, sir.
And you, mister?
Surely I do.
Let you recite them to me, if you will.
This man.
Aye.
Thou shalt not kill.
Aye.
Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's goods, or make unto thee any graven image. Thou shalt honor thy mother and father. Thou shalt remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Thou shalt not take the Lord's name in vain, or make any other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
You said that one twice, sir. Aye.
Adultery, John.
Well, you see, sir, between the both of us, we do know them all, and I think it be a small fault.
Theology, sir, is a fortress. No crack in the fortress may be counted small.
There be no love of Satan in this house. It's a Christian house.
I pray it dearly. Well then, I'll bid you good night.
Will you tell him, John?
What's that?
Will you tell him?
Well, I have no proof of this, but my word be taken. I know that the children's sicknesses have not to do with witchcraft.
Not to do.
Aye.
Who told you this?
Abigail Willis.
Abigail!
Aye, she told it to me, David King.
Why have you kept this?
Well, sir, I didn't know until tonight that the world had gone past this nonsense.
Nonsense! I myself have examined Tituba, Sarah Good, and numerous others that have confessed to dealing with the devil. They have confessed
And
to...
why not, if you'll hang for denying it? Have you ever thought that there are some that will swear to do anything before they'll hang? Have you never thought of that?
I have. And you would testify to this.
I'm not reckoned with going to court, but if I must, I will.
Do you falter here?
I falter nothing. But I do wonder. I wonder when a steady-minded minister such as yourself raises suspicion on someone that hasn't lied and cannot lie. I do falter somewhat there, sir.
Let you open with me, Proctor, for I have heard a rumor that troubles me. It is said, sir, that you hold a belief that there be no witches at all in this world. Is that true?
I have no knowledge in that line. But the Bible does speak of them, so I will not deny them.
And you, woman?
I cannot believe it, sir.
You cannot.
Bewilder him.
I cannot believe the devil may own a woman's soul, Mr. Hale, when she keeps an upright way as I have. I am a good Christian woman, and I know it. And if you believe that I may only do good work in this world, and yet secretly bound myself to Satan, then I tell you, sir, I do not believe it.
But surely you believe there are witches
If
in
you
the...
say that I am one, then I say there are none.
You surely do not fight against the gospel, woman, the gospel!
We do not fight against the gospel, sir. Oh, surely not.
Let the third child quickly be baptized. Let you go without fail each Sunday to the Sabbath prayer. And let you keep a quiet way among you, for I think that...
John!
What's the matter, Giles?
They take my wife and his Rebecca!
Rebecca's in the jail?
Hi! Cheever, come and take her in his wagon. We've only just now come from the jail and they won't let us in to see him.
Surely they've gone wild now, Mr. Hale.
Reverend Hale, is there nothing you can do? Pray, calm yourself, Mr. Nurse. How are Rebecca charged?
For murder, she charged. With the marvelous and supernatural murder of Goody Button's babies.
Believe me, Mr. Nurse, if Rebecca Nurse be tainted, there is nothing to stop the whole green robe from burning. Let you rest upon the justice of the court. The court will send her home, I know it.
You cannot mean she'll be tried in court.
Oh, these are new times, sir. We cannot flinch.
How may such a woman murder children?
Man, remember, until even an hour before the devil fell, God thought him beautiful in heaven.
I never said my wife were a witch, Mr. Hale. I only said she were reading books.
Mr. Corey, how exactly were Martha charged?
That bloody mongrel Walcott charged her. You see, he buy a pig of my wife 4 or 5 years ago, and the pig died soon after. So he come dancing in for his money back. So my Martha, she says to him, Walcott, if you haven't the wit to feed a pig properly, you'll not live to on many, she says. And now he goes to court and claims that from that day to this he cannot keep a pig alive for more than 4 weeks because my Martha bewitched him with her books.
Good evening, Proctor.
Hi, Mr. Cheever. Good evening.
Good evening, all. Good evening, Mr. Hill.
I hope you not come on business of the court.
I do. I have a warrant for your wife.
But you weren't charged.
I know nothing of it. When was she charged?
I'm given 16 more tonight, sir, and she is one.
Who charged her?
Why, Abigail Williams charged her.
On what proof? What proof?
Sir, I have little time. The court bid me search your house, but I like not to search your house. So will you please give me any puppets for what I think you here?
Puppets? Puppets? I have not kept a puppet since I were a girl.
I spy a puppet for the Proctor.
Why, this is Mary's puppet.
May I please have it?
Has the court discovered a text in puppets now, sir?
Do you keep any others in this house?
No, nor any other ones until tonight. It signifies a puppet.
Why, a puppet may signify now. Woman, will you please come with
She
me?
will not. Now fetch Mary Warren.
Mr. Sheaver, what signify a puppet?
The puppet may...
What's there?
Herrick! It's Needle Herrick!
What signifies a needle?
The girl, the Williams girl, Abigail Williams, sir. She's had to dinner today at Reverend Pierce's house, and without a word nor warning, she falls to the floor like a stripped beast, he said, and screamed a scream of bull would be here. He goes to save her and stuck 2 inches in the flesh of her belly a needle. And when he asked her how she had come to be so stabbed, she put him over your wife's familiar spirit, pushed it in.
Why, she's done it herself. I hope you're not taking this as proof, mister.
'Tis hard proof. I find here a puppet Goody Proctor keeps. I have found it, sir, and in the puppet a needle stuck. I tell you true, Proctor, I never wanted to see such proof of hell, and a video struck me not, for I...
Here, Mary Warren, how did this puppet come into my house?
What puppet's that, sir?
This puppet! This puppet!
I believe it is mine, sir.
It's your puppet, is it not?
It is, sir.
And how did it come into my house?
I made it in the court and gave it to Goody Proctor tonight.
Now, sir, do you have it?
Mary Warren and Needle were found in this puppet.
I meant no harm by it, sir.
Stuff that needle in yourself.
I believe I did, sir.
And you are certain this mere natural memory, maybe if someone conjures you even now to say this.
Conjures me? Why, no, sir. I am entirely myself, I think. Let you ask Susanna Walcott. She saw me sewing it. Ask Abby. Abby sat beside me in court.
Mary, you charge her cold and cruel murder on Abigail.
Murder? I charge her.
A needle were found tonight, stabbed in her belly.
And she blames me?
Aye.
Why, this girl is a murderer. She
must be ripped out of this world.
You've heard that Herrick murder! You've heard it!
Out with you.
You dare not touch the warrant.
Out with you.
You ripped the deputy governor's warrant, man! Mr. Proctor!
Get you gone with them. You're a broken minister.
Mr. Proctor, she's innocent in court!
She's innocent! Why do you never wonder if Abigail be innocent? Or Paris? Is the accuser always holy now? Were they born this morning as clean as God's fingers? I'll tell you, walking Salem. Vengeance is walking Salem. We have given keys to the kingdom to the children. And they're dangling it in front of our faces. And the common vengeance writes the law, and I'll not give my wife over to vengeance!
John, I'll go with them.
You will not go!
John, I have 9 men waiting outside. You cannot keep her. The law binds me, John. I cannot budge. John, let me go with them. Mary, there is enough bread for the morning. You will bake more in the afternoon. You are to help Mr. Proctor as if you were his own daughter. You will owe me that and much more. John, when the children wake, do not speak of witchcraft. It will frighten them.
I will bring you home. I'll bring you home soon.
John, please bring me soon.
Fear nothing. I'll fall like an ocean on that court.
I will fear nothing. Tell the children I've gone to visit someone sick.
And yet silent, minister! And it's fraud! You know it is fraud! What keeps you, man?
Mr. Proctor,
Out of my sight.
charity, Proctor, charity. What I've heard here tonight, I will not fear to testify in court. God knows I cannot judge them innocent or guilty. Only this consider. The world's run mad, and it profit nothing should you lay the cause of vengeance to a little girl.
Out my house.
Proctor, I cannot think God be provoked so grandly by such a petty cause. We must look to cause proportionate. Were there some murder that never come to light, abomination, some secret blasphemy that stinks to heaven? I'll let you counsel amongst yourselves and on the village. I pray God open your eyes.
I've never heard no murder done in Salem. John, tell me, are we lost?
Let me think on it. We'll come early, eh? We'll speak tomorrow. Leave now.
Doctor? How did I feel to let her come home after they've given proper evidence?
You'll come with me to the court and I'll tell it to them.
Abigail, turn on me.
You'll come to the court and you'll tell them how that puppet come here and who stuck that needle in.
They'll kill me for saying that. Abigail charged lechery on you, Mr. Proctor.
She's told you.
I've known it. She'll ruin you with it. I know she will.
Why? Saliness is done with. Slide together into that pit and you'll tell the court what you know.
I cannot do that.
My wife will never die for me! I'll bring that back to yourself! But that goodness will never die for me! I cannot! Now grovel on her back! But that goodness will never die for me! The whole pretext is ripped away! I cannot!
Are you coming?
I put a spell on you because you're mine. You better stop doing the things you do. I tell you, I ain't lying. You know I can't stand it. You're running around. You know better than it. I can't stand it 'cause you bring me down. Oh, oh. put a spell on you because you're mine. Oh, no, no, no. I love you anyhow. And I don't care if you don't want me. I'm yours right now. I put a spell on you because you're mine. Hey. No, I can't stand it. You're running around. You know better than that. I can't stand it 'cause you bring me down. I put a spell on you because you're mine. Because you're mine. Oh, babe. Because you're mine.
Are you coming to the tree? Strung up a man, they say, who murdered 3. Strange things did happen, you know, stranger would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree? Are you coming to the tree? Dead man cold out for his love to flee. Strange things did happen, you know, stranger would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree? Are you dead man colder for his love to feel. Strange things that happen in the stranger would be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree. Are you coming to the tree?
I put a spell on you because you're mine. You're better stop doing the things you do. I tell you, I ain't lying. I ain't lying. You know I can't stand it. You're running around. You know better, Daddy. I can't stand it 'cause you bring me down. Oh, I put a spell on you because you're mine. Oh, no, no, no.
This court for you. Have you gone daft? You're not a Boston judge yet, Hawthorne. You'll not call me daft.
Who is this man?
Giles Corey, and I'm more content.
I am asked the question, but I'm old enough to answer it. My name is Corey, sir, Giles Corey. I have 600 acres in timber in addition. It is my wife to be condemning now.
And how do you imagine to help her cause such a contemptuous riot? Now be gone.
They'll be telling lies about my wife, sir.
Do you take it upon yourself to determine what this court shall believe and what it shall set aside?
Your Excellency, I mean no disrespect.
Disrespect indeed! This is disturbance! This is the highest supreme government of this providence! Do you know it?
I only said she were reading books and I come and take her out of my what?
Books? What books?
It is my third wife, so I never had a wife so taken with books, and I thought to find the cause of it, do you see? But it were no which I blamed her for. I have broke charity with the woman, I have broke charity with her.
Excellency, he claims hard evidence in his wife's defense. I think in all justice we must...
Then he must submit his evidence in proper affidavit. You're aware of this procedure here, Mr. Hale. Clear this room.
Come now, Giles.
We are desperate, sir. We come here 3 days now. I cannot believe it. Who is this man? Francis Frisch, Excellency.
His wife Rebecca that were condemned this morning.
We have proof of it, sir. The girls are frauds. They're deceiving you.
It's a contempt, sir, contempt.
Peace, Judge Hawthorne. Do you know who I am, Mr. Nurse? Do you know that near to 400 they are in the jails from Marblehead to Lynn upon my signature, and 72 condemned to hang upon that signature?
I never thought to say it to such a rate, Judge, but you are deceived. Mary Warren, what are you doing here?
She would like to speak with the deputy governor, sir.
Aye, she has been striving with her soul all week, Your Honor. She comes now to tell the truth of this to you.
Who is this?
John Proctor. Elizabeth Proctor is my wife. Beware this man, Your Excellency. This man is mischief. I think you must be the girl, sir.
What would you tell us, Mary Warren?
She never saw no spirits.
Never saw the spirits.
Never. She has signed a deposition, sir.
No, I accept her deposition. Tell me, Mr. Proctor, have you given a story out to the village?
We have not. She's come over from the court, Your Honor.
I pray you, Mr. Paris. Mr. Proctor, do you know that the entire contention of the state of these trials is that the voice of heaven is speaking through the children?
Aye.
And you, Mary Warren, how came you to cry on these people for setting their spirit against you?
It was pretense, sir.
I can't hear you.
She says it were pretense.
Ah, and the other girls? Susanna Walcott and the others? They were also pretending?
Indeed. Surely, Your Honor, will not let such a vile lie be spread out in open court.
Indeed not, but it strike hard against me to come with such a tale. Mr. Proctor, you thought to declare this revelation in open court to the public?
Aye, with your permission, of course.
What is your purpose in so doing?
Why, I would say my wife, sir.
And there lurks nowhere in your heart nor hidden in your spirit any desire to undermine the court?
Oh, I know, sir.
Tell you straight, mister. I have seen marvels in this court. I have seen people choked before my eyes by spirits. I have seen them stuck by pins and slashed by daggers. I have, until this moment, not a single reason to suspect that children may be seated. Do you understand my meaning?
Excellency, has it not striken upon you that these women have lived with such an upright reputation? And do you read the Gospels, Mr. Proctor? Yes, I read the Gospels.
I think not, or surely you would know that Cain were an upright man, and yet he did kill Abel.
Aye, God tells us that. But who told us that Rebecca nurse sent out her spirits and killed 7 babies? The children only. And this one swears that they're lying to you.
Your wife sent me a claim this morning at which she thinks she's pregnant now.
Like, pregnant?
There be no sign of it. We have examined her body.
I mean, if she's such a pregnant that she must be. That woman would never lie, sir.
Never?
No, sir, never.
We thought it too convenient to be pregnant. However, if I should tell you that she will be kept a month, and if she begins to show her natural signs, we'll let her be kept another year until she's delivered. What's the use of that? You say your only purpose is to save your life. Good then. She's safe for a year and years long. What say you? It's done now. Will you drop your charges?
I think I cannot, sir.
Then your purpose is somewhat larger.
These are my friends. Their wives are also accused.
I judge you not. I'm ready to hear your evidence.
I come not to hurt the court. I only...
Mr. Cheever, go into the court and bid Judge Stoughton and Judge Sewall to declare recess for 1 hour, and let them go to the tavern if they will. All witnesses and prisoners are to be kept within the building.
Your Excellency, if I may, I've known this man my whole life. He is a good man.
I'm sure of it. Your deposition, Mr. Proctor.
I'm no lawyer.
The superior part, you know lawyers, proceed as you will.
Excellency, to read this first. It's a sort of testament. The people who signed it there, they declared their good opinion of Rebecca Nurse, Martha Corey, and my wife. These are all land-holding farmers, members of the church, and they swear that they've known the women many years and never saw no sign they were dealing with the devil.
This is an attack upon the
How
court.
many names are there?
91, Your Excellency.
I told these people no harm will come to them for signing this.
This is an attack upon the court, Your Excellency. Is every defense an attack upon the court? Can no one...
Mr. Cheever, have warrants drawn for all of these arrests for examination. What more information do you have for us, Mr. Proctor? You may sit, Mr. Nurse.
I brought trouble on these people.
You have not hurt these people, old man, if they're of good conscience. She is not hardy, I see.
No, sir, she's not. Mary Warren, remember the angel Raphael and what he told the boy? Do that which is good, and no harm shall come to thee.
Come, man, we wait you.
John, my deposition. You have mine?
This is Giles Corey's deposition, sir.
You know I never hired a lawyer in my life, Hawthorne.
Very well phrased, my compliments. Mr. Paris, Mr. Putnam is in the court for him. You have no legal training, Mr. Porter?
I have the best, sir. I'm 33rd year in court in my life, and always plaintiff, too.
Oh, then you're much put upon then.
I never put upon. I know my rights, sir, and I will have them. Aye, there he is.
Mr. Putnam, I have an accusation here by Mr. Corey against you. He states that you coldly prompted your daughter to cry witchery upon George Jacobs in Massachusetts jail. It is a lie, sir. Putnam states you charge a lie. What say you?
A far done Thomas Putnam, that is what I say to that.
What proof do you submit for your charge?
My proof is there. If Jacobs hangs for which he forfeited up his property, that's law, and there's none but Putnam with the coin to buy so great a piece. This man is killing his neighbors for their land.
But proof, sir, proof!
The proof is there. I have it from an honest man who heard Putnam say the day his daughter cried out on Jacobs, he said she'd give him a fair gift of land.
And the name of this man?
I will not give you no name. I mentioned my wife's name once, and I'll burn it out long enough for it.
I see. You. In that case, there's no choice but to arrest you for contempt of this court. Do you
Your
know
Honor, he has a story in confidence.
The devil lies on such confidences. Without confidences, there be no conspiracy. Excellency,
Mr. Hale?
we cannot blink it no more. There's a prodigious fear of this court. In
No one person, man, may fear this court. None! Now sit yourself down and take counsel with yourself while you will sit in jail to decide to answer all questions.
Say nothing more, John! You didn't say us all!
As the court of law, I'll have no perjury here.
We will prove ourselves, we will. Forgive him for his old age. Mary Warren, you cannot weep. Remember the angel Raphael and what he said to the boy. Keep to it. That'll be your rock. This is Mary Warren's deposition. I would like to ask you, before reading it, to remind yourselves that before 2 weeks ago, you were like any other ordinary child. She screamed. She howled. She swore familiar spirits choked her. She even testified that women now sitting in jail sent out their spirits to hurt her. But when she refused,
We know all of this.
Well, she swears now that she never saw no spirits. Big or clear that may have been sent out to hurt her. And that all of her friends are lying now. Her deposition.
I beg you be silent, Mr. Paris. Mr. Cheever, go into the court and bring the children in. Mary Warren, how came this turnabout? Has Mr. Proctor threatened you with this deposition? No, sir. Has he ever threatened you? No, sir. Has he threatened you? No, sir. So you tell me, you sat in my court, callously lying when you knew that people hung upon your evidence. Answer me! I did, sir. How were you instructed in your life? You know God damns all liars. Or is it now that you lie? I cannot lie, sir. I am with God. You're with God now? Hi, sir. I'll tell you this. Either you were lying now, or you were lying in my court. In either case, you've committed perjury, and you will go to jail for this. You cannot lightly say you lied, Mary Warren. You know that. I cannot lie no more, sir. I am with God. I am with God.
Not court, sir, nor the other children.
These will be sufficient, children. Your friend, Mary Warren, has given us a deposition in which she states she never saw any familiar spirits, apparitions, nor any men as the devil. She also claims that you have seen these things either. If what you see, I beg you now, drop your guiles and confess your pretense, for a quick confession will go easier with you. Abigail Williams, is there any truth to this? No, sir. Children, a very odd bit will be turned into your souls until your honesty is proven. Now, either of you change your positions, or do you force me to hard question it? I have not changed, sir. She lies. You still go on with this? Aye, sir. Poppet was discovered in Mr. Proctor's house with a needle stabbed in it. Mary Warren claims that you sat beside her while she made it in court, and you watched her make it and witnessed as she stuck the pin in there for safekeeping. What say you to that? It is a lie, sir. When you worked for Mr. Proctor, did he keep any puppets in that house? Goody Proctor always kept puppets.
My wife never kept any puppets, and Mary Warren confesses it was her puppet.
Excellency, Mr. Cheever, when I spoke with Goody Proctor in that house, she said she never kept no puppets, but she said she had kept them when she was a girl.
Why, she hasn't been a girl in at least 15 years, sir.
A puppet will keep for 15 years, will it not?
It'll keep if it's kept. But Mary Warren confesses and states that she never seen a puppet in my house.
Perhaps they were kept where no one has ever seen it.
There might also be a dragon with 5 legs in my house, but no one has ever seen it.
We are here, Your Excellency, to discover what no one's ever seen before.
What profit this girl to turn herself about? What does Mary Warren gain but hard questioning and worse?
You are charging Abigail Williams with a marvelous cool plot to murder. Do you know that?
I do. I believe he means to murder.
Child
It's not a child! Hear this in the sight of the congregation twice this year she were put out for laughing during prayer.
Laughter during...
She were under Tituba's power at the time. She is solemn now.
Aye, now she is solemn and goes to hang people.
Quiet, man. Surely it'd have no bearing on the question, sir. He charges contemplation of murder.
Aye. Continue, Mr. Proctor.
Now, Mary Warren, tell the court how you danced in the woods.
What is that?
Abigail led the girls to the woods, and they danced there naked. Mr. Paris discovered him himself in the dead of night. There's the child she is.
Mr. Paris.
I can only only say that I never saw any of them naked.
But they have danced. Abigail?
Your Excellency, when I first arrived from Beverly, Mr. Paris told me that.
Are you denying it?
No, sir, but I can say that I've never seen any of them naked.
But they have danced.
Aye, sir. Excellency, will you permit me?
Hey, Steve.
Mary Warren, you say you never saw no spirits, were never threatened or afflicted by any manifest of the devil or the devil's agent.
Aye, sir.
But when people accused of witchery would confront you in court, you would faint, saying their spirits came out of their body and choked you.
That were pretense, sir.
Pretense. They're all marvelous pretenders.
Then can't you pretend to faint now?
Now?
Why not? There are no spirits here, since no one here is accused of witchcraft. So why can you not turn yourself cold like you did so many times before and faint? Faint.
Faint?
Aye, faint.
I cannot faint now, sir.
Can you not pretend it?
I have no sense of it now, sir.
Could it be there are no afflicting spirits in here, but in the court there were some?
I never saw no spirits.
This is a trick to blind the court, Your Excellency.
It's not a trick. I used to faint because I thought I saw the spirits.
Thought you saw them.
How could you think you saw spirits if you never actually saw them?
I cannot say how, sir, but I did. I saw the other girls doing it, and you, Your Honor, you seemed to believe them, and it were only sport in the beginning, but then the whole world started crying, spirits, spirits, and I promise you, Mr. Danforth, I only thought I saw them, but I did not.
Abigail, I beg you now, search your heart and tell me this. Could it be the spirits you saw were merely some illusion, some deception that may have crossed your mind, but
What?
this is a base question, sir. How do you consider it?
I've been hurt, Mr. Danforth. I've seen my blood running out. I've done my duty every day, pointing out the devil's people, and this is my reward? To be questioned, denied, mistrusted.
I do not mistrust you.
Let you beware, Mr. Danforth. Think you be so mighty that the power of hell may not turn your wits against you? Beware of it. There is it.
Charles, what is it?
A wind. A cold wind. Abby!
Your Honor, I freeze.
They're pretending.
Your Honor, she's cold.
Mary, do you send the shadow on me?
Lord, save me.
I freeze.
Abby, don't do that!
Mary Warren, do you send your spirit out?
I say to you, witcher! Let me go, Mr. Proctor! I cannot! Oh, Heavenly Father, take away this shadow! How do you call on it? This is hard! You will be right!
I'm not her.
You were a lecturer?
John, how can you say such a thing?
Francis, I wish you had some evil in you so you may know me. A man might not cast away his good name. You surely know that.
In what time? In what place?
In the prophecy.
Turn my face up, that is.
On the last night of my joy, some came of the past. Used to serve in my house. You think God is free. This is everything. I beg you, please see her for what she is. My wife, my dear good wife. Just take her out and put her on the high road. For what she is, a lovely vanity, sir. Forgive me. She thinks to dance with me on my wife's grave. Before she might, because I did think of her softly. This is a whore's vengeance. You must surely see that. I set myself entirely in your hands.
If I must answer that, I will leave and I will not come back.
I've rung a bell in my honor. My name is Jones. My wife is innocent, so she saw a whore when she saw one.
What looks do you give me? I'll not have such looks.
You will remain where you are. Paris, go into the court and bring Goody Proctor out. Bring her out and tell her not a word that has been spoken here, and let you knock before you enter. This is the bottom of the swamp. Your wife, you say, is an honest woman.
Aye, there's some that cannot weep, and Some I cannot sing, but my wife, my dear good wife, cannot lie.
And when she put her out, it were for a harlot?
Aye, for the harlot.
And if it were for harlotry, may God have sent his mercy on you.
Hold!
Turn your back, do likewise. Let neither of you turn to face Goody Proctor, and let no one in this room say a single word or raise a single gesture, aye or nay. Enter. Come here, woman. I want you to look at me only, not at your husband, and my eyes only. Sister, you're given to believe that at one point in time you dismissed your servant, Abigail Williams. That is true, sir. For what reason did you dismiss her? Look at me. The answer is in your knowledge, not in his, in your own knowledge. You know how to give it to me. Why did you dismiss Abigail Williams? She dissatisfied me and my husband, sir. In what way dissatisfied you? Look at me. Was she slovenly? Was she lazy? What disturbance did she cause? Your Honor, in that time, I was sick, and my husband is a good man, sir. But I thought him somewhat turning from me, and this. Look at me. I, sir, and Abigail Williams, I think that she's somewhat fancy for her, so one night I looked my way later, and I turned her out on the highway. Your husband, did you turn from you? My husband is a good man, sir, and did not turn from you. Look at me! To your own knowledge, has John Proctor ever committed the crime of lechery? Is your husband a lecher? No, sir. Take her out.
Elizabeth, tell the truth!
Take her out!
God! You only got to say my name!
Excellency, is it natural? Let it tell. I beg you, stop now before another is condemned. I can shut my conscience to it no longer. Private vengeance is working through this testimony. This man has always struck me as true. By my oath to heaven, I believe him now. I beg you, call back his wife.
She spoke nothing of lechery, and this man has lied.
I believe him. This girl has always struck me as false.
You will not! Be gone! Be gone, I say! What is it, child? What's there?
It's on the beam behind the rafters!
Where? Why do you come, yellow bird?
There's no bird! I see no bird!
My face? My face? God made my face. You cannot want to tear my face. Oh, he is a deadly sinner. Abby! Oh, Mary, this is a black heart to change your shape. No, I cannot stop my mouth. This is God's work I do. Abby, I'm here!
They're pretending, Mr. Danforth!
Oh, Mary, please don't come down! Her claws! She's stretching her claws!
Lies! Lies!
Mary, please don't hurt me!
I'm not hurting her!
Why does she see this vision? She sees nothing! She sees nothing!
Abby, you mustn't!
Abby, you mustn't! Mary, send your word spirit out of them! I'm here! I'm here! I'm here! Send your spirit out of them! Mr. Danforth! Mr. Danforth! Why did he come back from the devil? Have you? Never! Why did they repeat you?
Give me a whip, I'll stop it!
They're sporting! Abby, stop it!
Abby, stop it!
Stop it!
Stop it!
Stop it! A few weeks ago you were afflicted, now you afflict others! Where have you gotten this power? Answer me! I have no power!
I have no power.
They're gulling you, mister!
Why have you had this turnabout in the past 2 weeks? You have seen the devil, have you not?
You can't believe them.
Mary, God damn all liars!
You will confess or you will hang! Answer me!
Remember the angel Raphael!
She's spreading her wings! Mary, don't!
I saw nothing, Your Honor.
Will you speak? She's on the beam! She's going to come down! Speak! I cannot! Mary, cast the devil out! Look him in the face! Tremble! Him will help you! She's coming down! Run!
Tell the devil to touch me!
Don't touch me!
Mary!
You're the devil's man!
Praise God.
Praise God!
Lucifer. Filthy face. It's my face. And yours stand for them that quail to bring man out of ignorance, as I am quailed. You quail now. You know, in all of your black hearts, that you're not! Take it to the jail! God damns our kind especially. And we'll burn together! I denounce the proceedings! You're pulling down heaven and raising a heart! I denounce the proceedings! I quit the court! Mr. Hale! Mr. Hale!
Where is Mr. Parris?
I'll fetch him.
When did Reverend Hale arrive?
It was toward midnight, I think. What is he about to? He goes among them that will hang, sir, and he prays with them. He sits with Goody Nurse now, and Mr. Parris with him. Fetch him, Parris.
No one is surprised about Hale. I hear he's still there, and the little people come to that. Speak nothing of Andover. Parris prays with him. Strange.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Danforth. I'm sorry to wake you so early. Good morning, Judge Hawthorne.
Reverend Hale has no right to enter this.
Excellency, a moment.
What is his business here?
He thinks to bring Rebecca Nurse to God.
Does her confess?
I say Rebecca will not sit with me. She will not pray with me these 3 months now, and Mr. Hale sits with her and her sister and Martha Corey and 2 or 3 others and begs them to confess themselves and save their lives.
Indeed, Providence. They soften?
Not yet, but I thought it'd be wise to tell you. Excellency, there is news. My niece, she's vanished.
Vanished?
Why, sir, I thought to tell you sooner, but
Why, how long has she been gone?
3 nights now, sir. She told me she were going to Mercy Lewis's house, and when she had not returned, I thought to send to Mr. Lewis to inquire, but Mr. Lewis tells me he thought that Mercy were coming to my house.
They are both gone?
Why, sir?
A party for them. Where might they be?
Your Excellency, I think they be aboard a ship. My daughter said she heard them talking of ships, and tonight, when I go on trick, my stronghold box is broken into.
She robbed you?
31 pounds gone. I am penniless.
Mr. Parris, you are a brainless man!
Excellency, you profit you nothing, you blame me. There's a rumor, there's rebellion in Andover.
There's no rebellion in Andover.
Excellency, Andover's still not the court. They will hear nothing of witchcraft. I fear this will bring riot in the town.
Riot? Why, at every execution I've seen nothing but high satisfaction.
We're another sort than hanged till now. Rebecca Nurse is not Bridget that lived with Bishop 3 years before she married him. John Proctor is not Isaac Ward who drank his family to ruin. I wish it were not so, Your Excellency, but these people, their name holds weight in the town. Let Rebecca Nurse go upon the gibbet and confess herself, and I fear it will bring a vengeance upon you.
What do you suppose then?
I say we postpone these hangings for a time.
There will be no postponement.
Now, Mr. Hale returns. I think there is hope, for if Rebecca confessed herself, then surely it'll condemn the others in everyone's eyes. And without their confession, now our good purpose will be lost in their tears.
Cheever, give me the list. Mr. Parris, which of these books, what's his name, do you think they brought God? I will myself strive with them until
There is
dawn.
no sufficient time.
I will
until
do my
dawn.
utmost. Now, which do you have hope for?
Your Excellency, a dagger. What's that? Tonight, when I opened my door, a dagger clattered to the ground. Your Excellency, you cannot hang these swords. I can barely step outside at night. I am afraid I cannot do.
Reverend Hale, we are glad to see you return to your good work.
You must pardon them. They will not budge.
Now hear me and beguile yourself no more. I will accept not a single plea for pardon or postponement. Them that will not confess will hang. 12 have already been executed. The names of these 12 have been given out, and the village expects to see them die with the sunrise. Now, draw yourselves up like men and help me as you're bound by having to do. Have you spoken to them all, Mr. Hale?
All but Proctor. He's in the dungeon.
What's Proctor's way now?
He sits like some great bird. You'd not know he lived, except he will take food from time to time.
His wife. She must be well with the child now.
She is, sir.
Mr. Parris, do you have close knowledge of this man? Will her presence soften him?
Perhaps. He has not seen her these 3 months now. I should summon her.
Is he at Advent? Has he struck you again?
He cannot, sir. He is chained to a wall now.
Bring Goody Proctor in and let you bring him up.
Aye, sir.
Your Excellency, if you postpone a week and publish to the town that you're striving for their confessions, that's big mercy on your part, not faltering.
As God has not empowered me like Joshua to stop the sun from rising, so too I cannot withhold the prisoners the perfection of their punishment.
Excellency, there are orphans wandering from house to house, abandoned cattle bellowing on the high roads. The stink of rotting crops hangs in the air, and no man knows when the harlot's cry will end his life. You wonder if rebellion spoke? Better you should wonder that you do not burn your province.
You baffle me, sir. Why have we returned here?
Why, it is simple. I come to do devil's work. I come to counsel good men that they should belie themselves. I have blood on my head. Can you not see the blood on my head? Hush!
Proctor, I hope you're hardy.
I am yet 6 months before my time, sir.
Free, be at your ease. We come not for your life. Mr. Hale, will you speak with the woman?
Lady Proctor, your husband is marked to hang this morning.
I have heard it.
You know, do you not, that I have no connection with the court? I come on my own, for if your husband's life is taken, I count myself as murderer. Do you understand me?
What do you want of me?
I have gone this 3 months like our Lord in the wilderness. I have sought a Christian way, for damnation's doubled on a minister that counsels men to lie.
Lies. I'll hear nothing more of lies.
It is a lie, they are innocent.
I'll have no more of that.
Goody Proctor, cleave to no faith when to faith bring blood. Life, woman, life is God's most precious gift, and no principle, however glorious, may justify the taking of it. I beg you, prevail on your husband. Let him give his lie. Quail not before judgment, God's judgment, for surely God damns a liar less than he throw his life away for pride. I beg you, will you talk to him? I can't think to listen to another.
I think that be the devil's argument.
Goody Proctor, be there no wifely tenderness within you. He will die with the sunrise. Your husband, do you understand that? Will you contend with him? Take her out. I profit nothing she should speak with him.
Let me speak with him.
You'll strive with him?
Will you bid him confess or will you not?
I promise nothing. Let me speak with him.
Excellency, let...
You have been notified, have you not? I see sun in the sky, mister. Let you take counsel with your wife, and may God help you turn your back on hell.
Excellency. Mr. Proctor, if you should desire a cup of cider, God leave you now.
She be one foot in heaven now. Not may hurt her more.
You child?
You have not heard it.
I'll do nothing more after that.
Child is dead.
When will he hang?
You were not paid for first week you denied your charge. They detain him surely and auction off his property. So he saved you. He died a Christian under the law.
How did he die?
He pressed him, John.
Frisch?
great stones that lay upon his chest until he answers aye or nay. They say he says but 2 words. More weight than die. More weight. Aye. The word appears to man's eyes. The word. I'm thinking about confession. What would you say? I gave them that. I cannot judge you, John.
What would you have me do?
As you wish. I want you living this for sure.
Elizabeth.
What?
I cannot mount the gallows like a saint. It's fraud. Your honesty is so condemned.
And you've not confessed till now that speaks of goodness in you.
Fine. Hard to give a lie to dogs. I would have your forgiveness, Elizabeth.
John, it comes not that I should forgive you if you'll not forgive yourself. It is not my soul, John, it is yours. Only know this, for I know it to be true. Whatever you do, it is a good man does it.
What say you, Father? The sun has been up.
Do as you wish. Let none be your judge. There be no higher judge under heaven than Proctor is. Forgive me, John. Forgive me. I never knew such goodness in the world.
I will have my life.
You'll confess yourself?
I want my life.
God be praised. It's a providence.
Proctor will confess! Proctor will confess!
Proctor will confess.
Why do you cry? It's evil, is it not? It's evil!
I cannot judge you, John.
And who will judge me? God in heaven, who is John Proctor? Who is John Proctor? I think it's honest. I think it's all that Rebecca go like a saint. But for me, it's fraud.
I cannot be your judge. Do as you wish.
Never did them this. You would not. If tongues of fire were singeing you, you would not. It's evil, is it not? It's evil. It's evil with it too.
Praise to God, then praise to God, you shall be blessed in heaven for this. Now let us have it. Are you ready, Mr. Cheever?
Why was 50 written?
Why, for the good of the village, it should be posted on the church doors. Where's the marshal?
Marshal, hurry, Marshal!
Now, let us hear it, and I beg you, Mr. Proctor, be straight to the point and speak slowly for Mr. Proctor's sake. Now, Mr. Proctor, have you seen the devil in your life? Come then, I see light in the sky, the village waits the scaffold. I will give out this news. Have you seen the devil?
How?
Praise God.
When he comes to you, what are his demands? Did he bid you do the devil's work?
He did.
And did you bind yourself to his service? Come in, woman!
Oh, John, you're well then, eh?
Courage, great courage! Let her witness your good works so she herself may turn to God. Now, did you bind yourself to the devil's work?
John.
Clearly you see profit nothing. You can continue this conspiracy any further. What say you? Will you confess yourself with him?
Oh, John, God send his mercy on you.
I say, will you confess yourself, Rebecca Nurse?
Why, it is a lie. It is a lie. How may I damn myself? I cannot.
Mr. Proctor, when the devil came to you, did you see Rebecca Nurse in his company?
No, I did not.
Did you see her sister, Mary Eastie, with the devil?
No.
Did you see Monkey Corey with the devil? No. Did you see anyone with the devil?
Did not.
Thank you, mister. I am not entitled to trade your life for a lie. Surely you must have seen someone with the devil. Scores of people have already can testify to seeing her with the
If
devil.
it's proven, then why must I say it?
Why must you say it? Why, you should rejoice to say it if your soul is truly purged of any love for hell.
Excellency, it is enough he confesses. Let him sign it. Let him sign it. Excellency, the sun is almost up. Please let him sign.
Fine then, give it to him.
I confess when more is needed.
You will not sign it.
I confess. What else do you need from me?
You sport with me. I will have your signed confession. There is no confession.
Praise the Lord.
No.
You will not give it to me?
No! No, you've seen me. I've signed it. It's enough.
The village.
Damn the village! God has seen my name on this! No more is needed.
Mr. Proctor!
No! You came to save my soul, did you not? Did you not?
Mr. Proctor!
Well, look, I've confessed. I'm no Sarah Good or Tituba. I'm John Proctor! John Proctor! And you will not use me.
Mr. Proctor, I must have good and legal.
You're the highest court! Your word is good enough. Say, John Proctor kind like a baby, like a woman. Say what you will. But my name cannot.
It is the same.
No! It's not the same! What I sign and what others say is not the same!
Do you mean to deny it? We were
I
free.
mean to deny nothing!
Then why tell me?
Because it's my name! Because I cannot have another in my life! Because I'm right and I resign myself to lies! Because I'm not worth dust, the boots of the men hang. You've taken my soul. What else do you need?
That's also a lie. If it is a lie, I will not accept it. Which way do you go, mister?
Proctor! I can! And there's your first mark. That I can! I think you've all done your magic now! Because I do see some shred of goodness in John Proctor. Please don't! Please don't! Shed them no tears! No tears, pleasure them! Show them a stony heart and sink them with them!
Let you fear nothing. Another judgment waits us all.
Hang them high above the town. Who weeps for them, weeps for corruption.
Please come. I've had no breakfast.
Come, man.
Go to him. There is time yet. Go to him. Proctor! Woman, go to him, please. It is pride. It is vanity. Will the dust sing his praise? Will the words declare his truth? Go to him. Take his shame away.
You have his goodness now. God forbid I take it from him.